I'm in a lot of vegetarian groups on Facebook, and I read pretty much everything that comes out in the news about being vegetarian because I'm a dork like that. And I cannot tell you how many times I see you can get everything you need nutritionally from a vegan or a vegetarian diet as long as it is balanced and nutritional. I don't know about you, but I'm not that damn perfect. So I'm gonna go through with you all the supplements I take and what can be helpful to you if you're not eating meat and what you might be lacking or where you can kind of, amp it up with a few vitamins here and there. I'm Liz from Veggie Everyday, here to bring you everything vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for 22 years, so I share what I know with you. And today I'm going over supplements. And whether you've been a longtime vegetarian like me, or whether you're brand new, it's always good to look into your options and make sure you're getting everything you need. Especially, I've talked to parents of kids who went vegetarian who were really concerned about the nutritional aspect, and this is what I told them, honestly, when I am asked for advice. So I'm giving you the same advice I would give a good friend. I would like to first say, I am not a vegetarian. I am not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a nutritionist. These are the things as I understand them and what's helped me. So there's that. I have, however, talked to several doctors about all these things, and I've done my research. This isn't just blind speculation, but again, I'm not certified with nutrition or anything like that. So take my advice, and if you really, really are curious or need to know, go ask your doctor. Okay, if I'm wrong, if there's a nutritionist or a dietitian watching this and I'm wrong, comment below. I think this is how it works. I know there's like a difference between water soluble and oil soluble, blah, blah, blah. But I believe with most vitamins, if you don't use, your body uses what it needs. And then if you're in excess of that particular vitamin or mineral, then basically you just get rid of it, you pee it out. So if I'm wrong, let me know, but I'm almost sure that's how it works, right? So I do try in my diet to get the things that I know are deficient, specifically iron. And of course, everybody's like, how do you get your protein? Which I talk about all the time, guys. So look at my other videos. Look at veggieeveryday.com. I try to give you high protein recipes on there. Greek yogurt I do a lot. Edamame I do a lot. They're kind of my go-tos. So the first thing is iron. I have never been anemic. I have been tested several times because I was concerned, because iron is difficult to get as a vegetarian, not impossible. You can get iron from spinach and a number of other sources, and it's easier, in my opinion, to get than some of the other things I'm going to talk about. It's easier to get, it's in spinach, I believe it's in some dairy products, but the truth is I just take iron anyway to cover my bases just in case, because when I was tested, I did come across as borderline at times. And the first probably 6 months I was vegetarian, I didn't take any iron and I was feeling very tired. And my mom said to me, you need to take iron, you need to take iron. I was 17, 18, I was stubborn as hell, wouldn't do it. I don't need it, I'm fine, I'm perfect, right? Well, this is how she got me. She got me with my vanity. She goes, you know those purple circles that are like under your eyes right now? You're lacking iron. So she, at the time, worked in a hospital. She went to the doctor in her department, like the doctor's in her department. She's like, my daughter's not eating meat. I'm really worried about her nutrition. What can I do? What do I need to tell her? What are the side effects if she's deficient in these things? So my mom appealed to my vanity and got me to start taking iron that way, and I've been taking it ever since. And if I don't take my iron and I don't take my B12, which I will get to in a minute, I feel like crap, honestly. It takes a couple days, but I start to feel really low energy and just really tired, and I definitely can tell the difference. So the next thing is B12, B complex. B12 is part of B complex. B complex is a number of B vitamins. Like B3 and B6 you can get from other things, I think, but B12 is primarily red meat. It's very, very difficult to get unless you do like nutritional yeast, which I honestly think is gross. I'm not a fan. So I just take the vitamin. I just do it, you know. And that one really affects energy. So if you're feeling low, like amp up the B12. Like it definitely helps. And actually, I've been, at one point I went to this weight loss center and you could get B12 shots, like B12, you could get B12 shots, B12 injections, and I felt amazing. Like I had such great energy. Like I don't know if your doctor will give those to you, or I haven't tried to pursue it again, but those are pretty sweet. If you're feeling just really exhausted, if you can get hooked up with that, they're pretty awesome. The next thing I take is fish oil, and again, this goes back to my vanity. So it's from fish, clearly. But the kind I take isn't. It's a vegan version. And you can, I'm not even sure. I've heard it can lift your mood, so that's why I started taking it, because sometimes I can get, like, when it's crappy outside, I feel kind of moody or hangry or whatever. And I think it helps with, like, skin and hair too, which, hey, let's go for it, right? So I do take that. I also take a vegan hair, skin, and nails because I constantly feel like I can't get my nails to grow. I don't, whatever. And my hair's looking nice and shiny and pretty now though. But I don't think it's the vitamins. I think it's because I just redid the color. Anyway, I like them. I got these vegan gummy hair skin nails off of Amazon. They're pretty sweet and they actually taste really good. So that's pretty much it. I don't take a ton. I take iron, I take B12, I take vegetarian fish oil, and I take the hair skin nails. But the two, I would say, B12 and iron, for sure. Like I personally think every vegetarian should take them every day, because even if you eat really healthy all the time, like what's it gonna hurt? And they're really cheap. They're like $6 a bottle. I mean, come on, really? Like it's worth it in my opinion. I took a couple other things that are totally unrelated. One is I take knockoff Claritin every day because I had recurring, weird tip, nothing to do with being vegetarian, but I'm gonna share it with you anyway. I had recurring bronchitis for probably 2-3 years. There was one year where I had it 3 times in 1 year, and I was being dumb. I didn't have a primary doctor at the time. Finally, I got a primary doctor. I went to her. I said, what is the deal? Like, why does this keep happening? And she goes, do you take allergy pills? And I said, well, I never had allergies until I was like 30. It wasn't a problem before that. And she goes, do you take them? And I said, well, yeah, I take them when I need them. And she goes, you need to take them every day. You've probably developed an allergy to your animals. And I go, well, that's just too bad because my animals aren't going anywhere. My dogs are not, And she goes, yeah, it's fine. You just need to take them every day. And since I started taking the allergy pills every day, I have not had bronchitis since. And that was like 1.5 years ago, which is just crazy town. I didn't even think the two were related, but apparently they are. And then the last thing I take is just very recent. My gynecologist said that I should start taking folic acid 1 milligram a day because it can help with preventing and getting rid of HPV. And so I'm doing that because she told me to, and apparently there's some new study that tells you that helps. I can find out. The next thing is, if you are the kind of person who is very strict about being a vegetarian, and there are all levels, and I completely respect that. There are things I do that some people don't like. I eat most cheeses. Some cheeses are not fully vegetarian, and I'm not great at following that rule, but I don't eat gelatin. I don't wear leather. I'm pretty strict. I would say I'm pretty strict, 99%. But if you are want to be really strict, make sure that your vitamins, I actually just go, well, if they say vegetarian or vegan, I'm okay with either. So when you are in the aisle, some of the bottles will say vegetarian on the back, and some of them won't say it at all. But if you look, sometimes it'll say, when I bought the folic acid the other day, it said something, I can't remember what the ingredient was, but it said vegetable source or plant-based source or something like that. So that's one way to do it. But the way I think is super easy and super cheater is I buy them off Amazon, because if I search by vegan or vegetarian, it comes up, it's in the details, and I'm sure Whereas when you're at the store, sometimes it's a little more difficult to tell. So if you have Amazon Prime, I know, like, why would you think to use Amazon Prime for vitamins? It seems kind of weird, but it is the easiest way. Actually, side note, makeup. Sephora and Ulta both now have excellent search engines for vegan makeup. And I usually on makeup do search vegan because vegetarian tends to include things like weird animal sources that I don't even know why you would consider them vegetarian. Like, I think there's a lot of red dyes that are made with beetle shells, and I think sometimes those still fall under vegetarian. So I'm like, no. Like, so if you go on Sephora, if you go on Ulta, search for vegan, and it'll give you like the options now. There's actually a lot of options, and there's a lot that are affordable. Like BH Cosmetics, that stuff is super affordable. Eyes, Lips, Face is also very affordable, and they're mostly vegan, if not all vegan. I'm not sure at this point, but you can search it, and it's great. Okay, so that's everything. Let me know what other questions you have about vegetarian supplements or anything else that might come with vegetarianism. You can comment below, and I will go ahead and help you out to the best of my ability. If I don't know the answer, which I do know the answer to a lot because I've been a vegetarian a long time, I'm a great researcher. So I encourage you to join us in our group on Facebook, Vegetarian Food. We're a no judgment zone where you can connect with other vegetarians, get ideas. It's super awesome. And also, if you want more videos like this, please subscribe below. Thanks.